Hey everybody, Cookie here along with Swanee, and today we have good news, we have some bad news as well, but lots of interesting things to talk about. We do want to talk about, of course, the new Nerfs that are finally coming to Star Wars Battlefront 2, which makes us extremely excited. Also about communication being back. DICE is talking again, which is absolutely fantastic. We haven't had that in like a month. And of course, we do also want to talk about why that may be going on. But where we're going to start things off is talking about the fact that we haven't had videos or aren't going to have as many videos over the next couple of days. We've been doing a lot of podcasts lately, and the reason for that is, as some of you might know from our Twitters, my PC has died. It has, I don't know exactly, I don't know exactly what's happened, but it just kind of croaked. I took it to Geek Squad, so hopefully they can fix it up. Hopefully in just a couple of days we can start pumping out videos again, but until then we're kind of at a bad place as far as that's concerned. We're pretty reliant on that PC.
Yeah, normally we wouldn't do this many podcasts in a row. Like, we went like a few weeks without any podcasts at all, and now we pooped out like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But and then we wouldn't normally talk about this topic today. Like, these are just a few tweets and nothing too crazy going on, but I mean, like Cookie said, it's kind of hard to edit, and I have work the next few days. I work 12-hour shifts, so it's hard for me to make videos. So we're kind of in a weird slump right now, but here in a few days, hopefully when Cookie gets his computer fixed, we'll get things back up and going again, and we'll get back to our normal schedule. But until then, please bear with us and put up with our podcasts and lack of videos.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, I can't record much
But
of anything.
that's basically
about
what's
that
going
per se.
on.
But yeah, so wanted to let you guys know that, so you're not thinking that we're just being lazy. there's a reason behind it. So let's get into these Nerfs, Swanee. We've got a lot of good ones, but let's start with the one that you're most excited for. The Supercharged Sentry. It's confirmed, unless DICE is lying, but it's confirmed that Supercharged Sentry is getting a nerf.
These tweets are from the lead developer. So, like, he says that he's looking into all this stuff, and he's talking about making these nerfs, but it doesn't exactly say when. So it could be the next patch, or it could be the patch after that. So who knows when this is coming. Hopefully it's the next patch. But yeah, he said he was looking into nerfing the Supercharged Sentry, which makes me ecstatic. It makes me so happy, because I was thinking about just quitting this game because I was so angry at that Supercharged Sentry. And 2 people asked him about it, and I even asked him about it, but he ignored me. At least he answered the other 2 people.
Well, I think there are a lot of comments. It might not be that he's like, Swanee plays games. Ignore. It's not like he's singling you out.
But the fact that he has acknowledged that, and he is nerfing it against... Well, he didn't say how he's going to nerf it, but the fact that he's looking into it just makes my day. And then he also mentioned some other things, like the Wookiee. I think he said that he's going to look into nerfing the Wookiee, which is much needed, because the Wookiee can freaking one-shot people, and he can also melt through heroes pretty quickly. So I think definitely the Wookiee needs nerfed as well.
Is that like an acronym for nerfed Wookiee? Is the Nookie?
The Nookie.
The Nookie.
Yeah. Is there anything else that he mentioned that you can think of?
Yeah, he said the CRT...
I'm just so excited about those 2.
Well, those are probably the 2 most important. I think those were number 1 and number 2 on our most overpowered thing. So, that's perfect. Hitting those 2 is the most important. He did talk about the CR2 and the Blurg possibly getting a nerf. That seems to be a thing.
Yeah, I can see the Blurg more than the CR2. Like, the CR2 is good, and I mean, I can see why people are arguing about it, but the Blurg, definitely. Like, I didn't really notice how OP it was till we did our last stream. Like, if you're a specialist, you can just get one shot from one round from the Blurg, because you only have 100 health. Like, an explosive round Blurg is insane.
Well,
and they'll melt through heroes, too.
And other officers. It just... it can one-shot a lot of things. It's super powerful. So it does need a nerf. The CR2, though, I didn't see it as much.
His main tweet was about how he's tweaking the the progression system. So that might be seeing some changes. I don't know what he's going to do. Like I mentioned in a stream, of different ways I thought that they could change it, like just make the purples cost less, or give you duplicates for your, and like duplicates give you crafting parts instead of
Credits.
The currency credits. Yeah. So he could be doing something like that, or he could be just completely redoing it from scratch. So who knows? And then he also mentioned some customization, like skins and stuff. He said he'd talk about that in the future.
Yeah, he did. And it sounds like, I mean, these are all extreme positives. What's also interesting is that you, with that one tweet, he said he had tweaking in quotes, which almost makes it sound like tweaking as in destroying the progression system is the way at least I took it initially. That doesn't necessarily mean he's saying that, but, and also the fact of putting the 10-hour loop of the March on the Jedi Temple, that sounds like he's destroying it, would be my guess of what he's trying to say. Which
Doing
is
a lot of work.
Perfectly fine with that. I mean, the fact that the progression system basically killed this game in a lot of ways. I mean, that's what really sunk this game. There was all this expectation. Suddenly, the progression system just went crazy with negativity and destroyed this game at launch. So, yeah, I would destroy it if I was him.
He didn't say much, and he didn't really confirm too much of anything. But the fact that he's actually talking to people again is so... It's huge. Like,
it's wonderful.
Because they went weeks without saying anything. It's January 11th. And they hadn't said anything basically at all since the game came out. 2 months
very
ago.
Little. Yeah, since microtransactions went under, there's only been very, very minimal communication, and then about the time of the Last Jedi DLC, it basically cut completely off for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, actually, practically a month.
I wonder if they're going to make skins like cosmetic, like microtransactions, because right now PC has tons of skins, but Xbox and PlayStation, they don't have anything. They don't have mods. Mm-hmm. So if they make microtransactions, that means what, Xbox and PlayStation have to buy them, and then PC just doesn't because they have mods. Like that wouldn't be too fair, but
you would think that they could make skins that are better than what the modders can make. So I mean, you would think, depending on the skin.
Yeah, but that's kind of a different topic. That's just basically going. That was just going off his one tweet where he said he's got more about that in the future. So hopefully they're free, but I could see, EA doesn't really learn from their mistakes.
No,
they just sort of, which is an ongoing thing I've noticed. But
EA's been screwing people over for a very long time through a lot of all kinds of different games. The Battlefront's just the latest in a line of screwed over stuff.
But Dennis's one tweet where somebody asked him if he could talk, and he said, finally, and then he started doing all these tweets. It makes me think, like, well, why wasn't he allowed to say something? Like, he's the lead developer, and he wasn't allowed to talk until now? So that's obviously EA telling him not to do it, because it wouldn't make sense if DICE was like, no, you guys aren't allowed to talk. So yeah, EA's doing something behind the
we
behind the scenes.
Talked about that often. Like we've obviously talked multiple times about why is no one talking? Why is no one talking? And it might not have been fair for us to say that it was DICE to blame. Like we said, like DICE is no longer speaking to fans. Although to be fair, they were not at the time. But that might not have been their fault, is what it sounds like. And some people had said that to us before, that this is EA's doing. It's not DICE. That sounds a lot more legitimate now. With what he just said, plus there was a tweet earlier this week from us. I forgot his name, but I know his Twitter name's Sledgehammer. I think Matt something. And he's also a developer on this game. And he said, that feeling you get when you want to say something but can't, or your hands are tied or something. So it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it definitely sounds like someone is obviously keeping them from talking. Who else would that be other than EA? And if that is the case, how stupid is EA? Again? With this stupidity. They've already sunk themselves with horrible PR. And then you don't let the developers talk about how they want to fix up the game and make it better? Are you insane?
Yeah. I mean, And
What?
if they said that they were going to give us this info, I don't know if that was. I'm sure that's not these tweets. They're probably going to have some sort of like, this is what happened and why. Well, that's probably not true. They're not going to say why they went
Yeah.
silent, but they're going to bring up the future details, I'm sure. But yeah, why would they ruin this game and make so many people hate it, and then not talk about how they're going to improve it? Like, just go silent and hope it blows over and everyone's going to forget?
Yeah, the fact that this
Like
is
it- I
probably
don't-
what
I
the
don't
fact
know.
that this is probably what happened makes me want to apologize to Dice and tell EA to go fuck off, because this is such a screw up on EA's part. If this is what happened, now there's a chance it's not, but it certainly looks that way. And like EA, I talked about this multiple times before. I've never seen a company with this bad of PR. This is so stupid on their part. Because it's that, and it makes me feel so bad for Dice, because this game, from the Dice perspective, is beautifully done. It's beautiful. The graphics are incredible. The gameplay is really good.
The game plays
It
well.
needs buffs. It needs nerfs. Like every game does. That's normal. But like, as far as the gameplay and as far as there's a lot more content, the microtransactions is what sunk it and really screwed it over. And a couple other things were also really messed up. But now it makes me feel really bad for Dice. It just makes me really hate EA. I mean, this just feels like... Now, I could be wrong. It could be something else. But it really looks like EA is dropping the ball
But this-
again.
These tweets, at least it shows the community that they are listening. Like, when they don't say anything at all, we don't know if they're listening to us. We don't know if they're, like, making improvements. We don't know what they're doing because they're not saying anything. And now that they're finally starting to say stuff, and they're talking about these things that are nerfed, that shows that they're looking at the feedback, they're looking at people's gameplay, they're looking at the complaints, and they're like, well, people are the hero, and they get insta-killed by the Sentry, or the Blurg, or whatever. So at least they're saying stuff, and they're, like, engaging with the community, so that's a huge step. Like, these patches are what keeps the game alive until DLC comes out. So hopefully they can get back on pace with their original promise, where they said they were going to do updates like every 2 weeks. I hope that's the case, because going 2 months without any changes, other than
Very
the
little.
Boba Fett Palpatine change.
Yeah, like little stuff like that.
Yeah, but we definitely need more of that, because, I mean, that Sentry thing. Oh. And there's people that defend that. Like, you wouldn't believe the amount of comments and tweets that I get of people defending the game, saying they don't need to nerf this. They shouldn't nerf the game at all. You guys are just crybabies, and you need to adapt and become a better player. No, if this many people are complaining about something, then it needs fixed. Like, that's the point of... Like, this isn't 2002. This isn't like a PlayStation 2 game where the game is like a final product and you get what you get. Like, they have the technology now. They can actually do an update over the internet and fix problems. If this was like a game 10 years ago, the Supercharged Sentry would just be broken all to hell, and then you'd just be stuck with that forever. But luckily, they can listen to the feedback and they can make changes. So, yeah, if you guys... I don't know. You can have your opinions, and you can say that things don't need nerfed, but
Like I said,
I'm
like, you
going to
can have your
disagree.
opinions, but you're wrong.
you're just wrong.
That's what it felt like.
You can have your wrong opinion. The Supercharged Sentry needs nerfed.
Well, Dennis seems
But
to
I'm glad
agree
that
with
they
you,
are
Swanee.
looking into it.
So that's
Good.
the good news.
I'm going to go off into a rant about the heavy, and I didn't
No.
mean to. Sorry.
You don't, it's gonna be okay. Soon you won't have to think about the heavy ever again. I don't know about that.
I
but
know.
At least maybe the Supercharged Sentry. We'll see.
Yeah,
But
somebody tweeted
overall,
at me saying they're going to ruin the game, but I don't think they could mess it up any worse than what it currently is.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the game's not doing as well as it should be anyway. So I don't think they're gonna ruin it. So
Yeah.
the good news overall, though, is they are back. They are communicating, and that's great. And it's just really good to see. So hopefully things will improve as the game goes on. And we do finally have a confirmed Season 2, by the way, which we didn't really talk about. But we don't know what it is, but we do know there will be one.
We don't know what's coming either. They just said soon, but soon to DICE could be 3 months.
Well, I don't know. I'm starting to
Or
think
EA.
it's just
I don't
soon
want
to
to say
EA.
DICE.
Yeah, maybe DICE.
Soon to EA could be 3 months.
Maybe DICE was locked in a room for a month and wasn't allowed to do anything. That's what it's starting to sound like.
Yeah.
Over the Christmas season.
Basically.
Why would you want people to want to get the game over the Christmas season? Ugh. So stupid. But anyway, we need to wrap this up. So, go ahead and smash that like button, guys. If you liked what you heard, comment down below. I know you guys have tons of opinions on all of this. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the future as well. Maybe top 10s or whatever you guys want to see from us. Let us know, and we'll see if we might be able to make that happen. Donate if you can, of course. Help support the channel. Every donator sponsorship means so much to us, guys. We really appreciate it. And watch another video if you enjoy what you see. And we'll see you next time.
Your defeat is inevitable.
I warn you not to underestimate my powers.
Do not throw away your potential.
You forced me to kill you!